Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice
Welcome
to meet you.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How are you?
Fine. We had a good day today. I mean, we're happy to be here. It's our last show of the whole campaign for us. Yeah. So we made an album. When was it released? Last year, and this is the last show of it. So
Okay, but you come to Istanbul before, like at least once.
Yeah, we played here with Sand.
yeah, with this.
Yeah, you were in
Yeah,
Volkswagen Arena. I remember it, like a few months back.
Yeah. But it was pandemic, so it was weird situation. Like people had to sit down, and there was a seat in between, and so we're happy to as a last show to do it like this, the proper way. And how are you?
We're fine too, thank you.
Yeah.
Like we're excited. This is our first time that we're playing together with an international band or like an artist. So it's a new thing for us too. Like that was something that we were always looking forward to, and we are glad that it's you. So
we hope we won't disappoint them.
nah, no, like a lot of our friends, like we do shows here like every month or every like 2 months, but now a lot of our friends wrote to us for like invitations since you were here. You know, when we're usually by ourselves, our close friends are like, okay, it's another show, but today they feel like it's a special event as well.
But it's special. I mean, it's big.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, great.
But you're writing an album now, or are you touring?
Yeah, we're doing both. We're in the middle of creating an album. We were like in the studio for like a whole week together, like until yesterday. But also we are like touring. But the funny thing is we had like reduced the number of the shows since we wanted to focus on the album. But then shows started to get cancelled here. Festivals.
Why?
Like different stuff. I don't know how to speak about it.
Okay.
Like some
Maybe we
political
should.
stuff,
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, it is like it's weird. Like it's like a week before this festival, then there is a like what's it called? Official ban on it. You know, like you can't do a festival here. Like it's like 3 days or 5 days until it the festival is up, and then it's suddenly cancelled.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not good. Yeah, I can tell you that.
It must be not fun.
Not fun. Yeah, not fun for us, and not fun for any musician or anyone who's like.
You have to like think what you write about as well. Like, or do you feel like you're free to express? I mean, maybe you guys are singing about love like we do, and, and it's not a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's
Actually, we had to go and give some testimonies. Like we had to go to the police and explain why we wrote some certain lyrics.
Really?
That happened a few times.
That's good. Then you're doing
we're doing something. I know.
pulling the right strings.
Yeah, maybe. We have love songs, of course, a lot of them. But we also have some political songs, some like songs about religion and how like we think about stuff. And we had to go to the police and say that this is not offensive and stuff like that.
I have the same with my mother. I have to like explain her like some explicit lyrics. Yeah.
Does it like hold you back ever? Like, do you ever feel like censored ever?
At a point that when I'm writing something, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to explain this to my mother.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not as badass as the police.
How does the writing process work with you two? Like because they always ask that question to us, and we don't know how to answer because it's like all the time different.
Yeah, it's we're both songwriters and both singers, and we both write lyrics, and we each come with ideas, and then we send them to one another, and then one takes it from there and works further on the idea, and then he sends it back. It's not like we're together behind the piano and composing. It doesn't work like that. So it's more solitary, but then
But it becomes a
joint effort.
joint effort. Yeah. You try to make it better, or like I think Martin's like the only guy who can say I made a bad song, or like, everyone else is like, you don't know what you're talking about. But,
Nice.
it's a fun way to make an album because you're always like inspiring each other. Because when you're stuck, Martin comes with a song, and then I come with a song, or you come with a chorus on a verse, or you know, it's very free how to make an album. It doesn't always depend on you alone, which is the difference with a solo project.
Yeah.
Because we both have solo projects as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Which keeps us healthy or sane to have like a variation.
Yeah, that helps. I think.
Same,
It's the same thing going on.
You have a solo project
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Like it's like if Uran and I say this is beautiful and this is what we're gonna make, that's a Dolu Kadehi Ters Tut song. That's the only rule. No genre, nothing there. But if we don't sometimes agree on something, we don't want to get like any animosity going on. So we are like free to like try out stuff outside, and we are really close friends. Yeah, so like that solo project thing kind of helps me to like try stuff out, because here we're more like same thing goes on with us. Like he's the only one that can say like this song is not going on. Like,
you trust each other.
That's the only rule we have, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't have rules about it. I think it's just. I mean, we've been a band for way too long.
I think we've been a band for so long that we don't realize there are rules anymore.
Maybe
because we
become accustomed to it.
If I don't want to do something and he wants to do it, then we don't do it, because it's harder to do something that you don't want to do.
Ask it, or do you feel it?
No, it always comes out like together. Like when since we are really close friends.
I think we don't have to even like propose it. We know like I'm gonna keep this for a solo project, or it depends, because sometimes when you're too much in the, like for Balthazar, if you stay too much in the Balthazar world, you start to do weird stuff, and it's always healthy to do something else, and then you zoom out of the Balthazar, the stuff we do with Balthazar, and then you come back and it's a fresh start again.
Yeah.
That's how I think it keeps the variation fun, or like there's no pressure. You lift off the pressure of one project. I think that's important as well.
What we do, I think, is like we sometimes do, like right now we're really doing a studio album project of some sort. Like everyone is in the studio, like there's a drummer, live bassist, like everything. But the one album prior, we were like 2 people in a house.
More producing.
Everything producing, like so. Like we use that to get freshened up, because we always want to do a studio album, but we want to miss it. So when we go there, we're a little hyped up. We are not bored. We're really excited about it. And same goes, like it's a loop for us. Maybe next album we'll go back to like, let's just do.
Well, we had it with this last album, because it was the pandemic. We wanted actually to do a live album, kind of. We were on tour and the live vibe was super great, and we wanted to have this kind of live feel on an album. But then the pandemic happened, so we ended up producing it like very solitary through email. That's how we finished.
Lots of electronic stuff. And
I was gonna ask how the pandemic treated you as well. Like,
it sucked like for everybody, but then I mean, it was kind of cool that we had like these limits because of the rules of the lockdown. And you had to be creative with those rules, you know. Like, and then we started using drum computers, and because we couldn't be with the whole band in one room, and then and some songs turned out better, and some we think are live are really growing because we can play them like with the band. And but we like a challenge, especially like after 4 albums. It was the 5th album.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a choice, but it turned out to be very interesting or inspiring.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Like we were lucky about the pandemic in some sort, like in a production wise.
Because that was the album.
Yeah, we were doing like we already booked the house. We booked a house in the south of Turkey, a solitary house already before the pandemic.
Sure.
Like we bought everything. We were already planning it. Then the pandemic hit. We had a lot of shows though, like a lot of shows, like maybe 50 shows that got cancelled. And then we were like, okay, we're all left with this album. Then the funny thing, like since there was a pandemic, then everyone started to search for houses to go and make music.
Yeah, you had
and
it already.
Yeah, we already had it, and the prices went up like crazy, like 5 times, 6 times more. Prices were like being talked about, like for houses. But we were lucky about that. But the shows getting cancelled all around, like that was kind of bumming because bummer, because we were like at the peak of our like some kind of like we were like just about to get like our biggest shows.
In order. We had the same thing a bit.
Like and then
we had been playing so much that we were like, okay.
We were maybe more lucky.
We've been touring non-stop for 10 years, and we're like, okay. Then
it was opposite for us in that like in that.
Do you take a break to make an album, or you're always touring?
We're always touring. Like that was the plan. We were planning to do the album while touring. Even that house thing, like we had some like.
Do you try out new songs while touring, or you wait till it's finished?
Actually, this time like we're really into like this Rick Rubin way of produced like the Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of albums, and always have been. And we always wanted to do something like that. Now we have a really good band, really good musicians, and we had been like wanting that for a long time. So we're really hyped. So now we're like doing it like in a sound check. We are now able to practice a song that we are currently thinking about. But before that, we were like just two of us. No one knew what song was coming out. It was just us. And so it was a bit more solitary. But we always wanted to do it with a band. So we're not doing it, and it's really fun. Yeah, it's
do you change your band? Like, do you make it bigger for some shows, or it's always the same band?
It's been mostly we are 7 people on the stage. Yeah, 7. Like, we have me, guitar and backing vocals. Him as lead vocals. We have a drummer, bassist, a second guitar, and he's also playing some synths and controlling the like what's it called? Like some computer stuff. And we have a trumpet player, which played before you in Volkswagen Arena actually.
Dilan Balkay.
Maybe you'll remember. She's playing trumpet and keys with us and doing back vocals, and we have another backing vocals.
And if you said like earlier that you're gonna play in Ghent probably in November. Is it like with the 7-piece band?
Yeah, that's what we. That was the only rule with Ronnie Cap. Like they say stuff like we need more help with production, like less stuff, like less desks for like sound and lights and everything. But we were like, let's go 7 people or no, because we want to perform as well as we could.
You know, it's easier. It's
That's what we always talk about. But like we couldn't get ourselves to that point. Like 21 Pilots was a good example for us. 2 people. Like, but I'm not like I'm just playing guitars, so it would be really hard to fill up the stage. We thought like always. We always wanted to be like really uplifting and a big sounding band, even though we make 2 people, like music 2 people, but still we wanted to be like loud and stuff. If I were a drummer, maybe I would, you know, get a more space in the stage. But I think it would be really hard for us to fill the stage like we do now. With 2 people, but that's also another side. Like we sometimes do acoustic shows. We haven't been doing it for a while now, but we sometimes do acoustic. Like we go 4 people.
With different,
different like smaller version.
So it's very, you know, it's
free. We don't have any problem against doing like 2 people shows. Sometimes we do it for like some event or something, but we prefer to be big and loud and as best as we could. You know.
I get it.
Yeah, that's the funny side of it. Do you have any other like forms that you perform with?
No, I think Balthazar is really like the 5 of us. It's always been, there's been some changes in people, but it's really a band, and it's not like, I mean, the 2 of us sing and make the music, but it's a band. It's five people.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
and
about
I think the solo projects are more free in that sense, but we don't do it differently.
When you compose a song, then you bring it to arrange it with the band, or do you have already some plans? Like you already arrange it?
Nah.
How does it work?
I think up to now we arranged most of the stuff.
And you bring it to the studio?
And then we take it to the band, and then obviously like Simon, the bass player, is gonna, you know,
because he's a better bass player than we are.
Yeah, same thought process
Puts
goes
his
on.
magic on it.
Like it's nice to hear from you, because like we're just right in the middle of making such an album with a band, and we're thinking the same things.
I think in the future I'd love to do it, like try it differently. But I think we are control freaks.
And
like when we make a demo, we're already thinking like it should be like this, and the guitar should be like that, and you know. But I think. What?
We're tyrants.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit required in the art. I don't know, when you have a vision. Sometimes you don't.
I think it changes the older you get, because you're more like, okay, this song is good enough. Now let's see, because at least I have like, for example, you know how you're gonna arrange a song, but after so many years, you're like interested in how different would it be when, you know, somebody else has some input on it. I think even for Balthazar, I don't know, maybe next album we'll do it differently.
Yeah, maybe. Like what we're trying?
I don't know, man.
I don't know what you're
about
thinking. It's always a process. Like that happens. Like sometimes I think, let's do a band album. I really want to do it, and then I go to Uran and like say, you know what I'm thinking about? Like, I need to explain it to him, and we need to get on the same page. Like, that's the main thing for us. So yeah, it's fun to sometimes get input from other people when you have good musicians that you like to play with.
Yeah.
But sometimes I had to tell everyone that we work with, sometimes you may feel like I'm doing something really stupid, really wrong, like I'm telling you to play a certain way, and you feel like it's just not the right way to do it, but I will be asking you to please still do the thing that I want to do in that point, because that's what like being a tyrant means, maybe, but sometimes you need it.
Being a band is not, it's not a democracy.
Yeah, it's not a democracy.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, that happened to me in a young age because I was always looking up to bands growing up. Then I realized that it's not like how they put it on the like a magazine cover, like a band together, friends, you know, everyone is like really hyped. Then I got into it, the business side and everything. Then it was like, oh, this is hard. This is like many people trying to get along with each other and do business and make music. It's hard.
But you're together for 10 years?
10 years, yeah. Maybe more. 11, 12 years maybe. We met.
It's like a
12,
long
I
marriage.
think.
Yeah, yeah, we had ups and downs too, but we're really getting along together well. We have only a simple set of rules, like I mentioned, and it works out, I think. I hope.
And you're planning to do this for,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a short-term vision you have.
Yeah, we were already talking about like we're making an album, but we were already talking about like a next album and this.
And the reunion tour. And
Everything, even that, like we'll be like old and we'll do something like this. Like we were talking about that. Does that happen to you? Do you do this stuff?
They're asking us to do like greatest hits.
Yeah.
Or, like a compilation
Already?
album. We're like, what the fuck? We're young.
You're way too young.
That's nice.
So we don't want to do it, but yeah, the label is pushing us.
But I get it. We're like, I think 5 albums we made. 18
Would you
years
make it
we've
like
been together as a
18?
band, which is ridiculous.
That's a long time.
But we were very young when we started out. But
When
so
did you like?
yeah,
Was it high
teenagers,
school?
yeah.
High school, yeah.
We were 16, heartbroken, you know. But I think it's normal that they ask these questions, like to do but we feel too young and we still have a lot to tell, I think.
Yeah, it's a weird way to feel. Like I haven't been like asked that question or anything like that, but I would feel the same way. I think like it's time to make a great
because it starts to feel like, you know, a career goes like this and then it goes like this, like, oh, we're already here.
Nah, I'm not accepting that.
No.
Nice. It's always fun to create, but like I'm always trying to hype myself up. Like maybe this is my or our magnum opus. I don't know.
But do you write for success, or do you have like it in mind to get somewhere in a business idea, or you
like,
just don't care and you make the music you like and you're like
like I think it's like a mood swing. Sometimes you think about business unintentionally, because we're an independent band. We always have been like never had a label.
Oh really?
Yeah, we never had a label. Now we have our own company. We had to have it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was a weird journey.
Keep the business side to yourself.
Yeah, that happened actually accidentally, because since our name and our first album was like only acoustic guitar and a vocal, so no one was like interested in us. Like when we were trying to get into labels or like management and anything, they were like, I'm not interested in this name. You know, they see the name, a long weird name. Yeah, that happened a lot.
And explain then what the difficulty with the name is.
It's a weird name because it's literally a whole sentence.
Yeah,
like
a
it
long
means
sentence.
keep the chalice upside down.
Yeah.
So no one knows about the pun and no one cares.
And you stick with the name because
Our first ideas were even more stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like we always say about the name.
we don't have a better name over here.
Like we were like we always say if we decide on the name and any other day it would have been something different. We just had to put a name on the band. Like we didn't do this to name ourselves. We wanted to make music.
We had the same. We had our first concert when we were 17 in like the bar in town.
Yeah.
And they had to like announce it, and they were like, "Yeah, we have to announce it." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" Yeah, we need a name to put on the, and then just call it Balthazar for this
how
one
did it come
gig.
out?
It's kind of funny, but it's like a joke for us. And now we're 18 years later, we're like still.
Forgot to change it.
Yeah.
But we never had to fight for it, because you're telling like because of the name, and you stick with it. So it's a choice.
Yeah, it happened. Like it was like labels were like, really looking down on us, like because of the name. Like they didn't even check demos or anything. They were like, ah, this name won't work. It won't work. So maybe I don't know, change it. Maybe like they were like.
No management as well.
No, we have our own management. Like they're all our friends, like close friend group. Like one friend is manager, one friend is like the social media manager. Another one is like everyone is doing something here. Like we've been a friend group.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's like we feel kind of alienated about whenever we talk about some other artists because they talk about like labels and stuff. And we were like,
you're not missing out.
Yeah, the people say that. And when we hear stories,
it sounds nice to do with friends.
Yeah.
We work with friends a lot for like all the creative stuff, like the videos we make and the artwork. And
I really like your artwork as well. Like.
So it's.
But it's been a journey as well. I think, they always put forth names like work with this guy or work with this guy, and then you do it. Like we have. Jasper, our producer, been producing our albums now. It's a good friend of ours, which is super important because we trust him. Like for videos or artwork, everything, it's hard
doing
for
the
us to
artwork
trust
and videos
people, I think. And when you work with friends, it's you
It's
can talk
easier.
about stuff and they understand what you're talking about and what you want to do.
I think it shows. I think it feels.
I think that's
like,
the most important thing. Yeah. What should we expect from your show later on?
Tonight, I would like to say fireworks, but I can't. It's like we're a live, uplifting band. I think.
You're celebrational. Or?
Yeah, we have really slow songs, but we like the stage a little bit uplifted. So I don't know. Will you get the chance to see the show?
Yeah, we're gonna see the show.
Ah, that would be great. Then we can talk about it more, like get some feedback from you guys.
Looking forward to it after this conversation.
Yeah, same. I'm really happy to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
It's been an honor. Cool. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Looking forward.